The Monday Media Pulse. I'm Rich Lieberman, and we're here just a day, less than a day, actually, before the election. I have a major announcement. Has nothing to do with the election. It's not in the headline, but I'm going to talk about this site and its future or lack thereof. But before we get to that, the election coverage is it's going to be a monumental story, and it could be a story that doesn't exactly have an ending come Tuesday night, tomorrow night. Could be what, days, perhaps weeks. Hope that doesn't happen before we know certain decisions with regards to well, the national election, of course, the presidential election. Could it be that close? Now we're hearing that it's going to be Harris, and look, look, it's close if you believe these polls. I mean, everybody has biases. Everybody that wants to believe she's going to win points out polls that benefit her. Everybody that thinks, not everybody, but most people that think that Trump is going to win has some momentum, which I do believe he did have momentum until he started being Trump over these past few days. Thinks that he's going to win. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a landslide. Some people are predicting that. There's all these votes that were cast by people mailing in their votes, weeks ago. And that's an outlier. That's a caveat to this entire process. It's what the reason why it took so long, in legitimate terms in 2020. We didn't really know until what, Friday after the election, the Friday of election week, and of all people, of all broadcast entities to call it first, none other than Fox News. So look, you know, locally, there's a few TV stations that, and everybody's planning massive coverage and this coverage and that coverage, and from beginning to end, and all this, that, and the other. So uh, I do like KPIX and their involvement with CBS, and they get it from all the platforms, whether it's their 24/7 new uh, streaming site. Of course, you've got CBS News and all that, and I'll look forward to watching that. And maybe ABC, but I'm not going to watch much local because and of course the San Francisco election, even in good times when there's not all this mailing in of ballots, it took forever to know the San Francisco electorate. Always a problem with San Francisco. So they have a mayor's race going on, and there's some local issues with regards to the city. We're not going to know that probably. By now, I'm hearing weeks. There's four big candidates, including the mayor, and so forth. So we won't know that. I'm going to do what most people do, and I'm going to put on cable, and I'm going to switch around Fox. I do watch Fox News, and I'm also going to switch to CNN, MSNBC, uh, Bloomberg, all these various cable outlets, and see if I can get some degree of objectivity. But beyond that, I want good coverage, and I know I'm going to get that. I like John King at CNN. The guy knows his maps. He knows analysis and trends and all that. We should know early on, if not the exact results, we should at least have a trend taking place. Either way, you know, I doubt there's going to be a landslide. Like many of you, I'm sure, whatever medium you look at, whether it's the cables, whether it's the network, whether it's internet sites like Drudge, although he's now completely, for whatever reason, I think I know why, he's kind of gone away from Trump and the GOP, and he seems to be on board with Harris if you read the Drudge Report, which I enjoy going to because most of the time this guy's got it right. All right. Enough about the election. It should be an interesting night. Okay. Cut to the chase on the other major announcement. It's not the election. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be as straightforward as possible and just let you know. Look, put aside, I'm going to be real short and simple here. If you want this site to continue, and repeating myself for the gazillionth time, I know a lot of you come here, those of you who have told me even by way of comments, emails, etc., that you're not exactly thrilled with me, but you do come here because I do give a dissertation every now and then in my opinions on the local media situation here, good and bad and indifferent. If you want this site to continue on, then I'm at the chickens have come home to roast or roost situation. Uh, I love doing this. I enjoy it. I know a lot of feedback that you've given me. Uh, you enjoy it too. Many of you do, many of you don't. Again, a lot of you in the middle, perhaps, whatever. I realize the internet is thought of as everything is free. Free, free, free. Hell, I heard today the New York Times, which has a very successful product online in which people pay. I'm not comparing myself to the New York Times, thank God, in some respects. I've asked for $10 a month or a $10 donation or whatever to keep my situation going in which I can pay bills that are involved electronically, internet, phone, time, effort, etc., to keep myself awake, philosophically speaking, and otherwise, to where I can do this show and pay the bills and at least do somewhat scoops and news and analysis of the media situation, not just here, but beyond. And uh, I've been getting by on that, paying my bills, but not really. And now I'm in a situation where I just can't do it anymore unless I get donations. We're not talking about a lot of money. Well, for me, it is $500, 1,000 a month to keep the site going, where I can pay my bills, give you a show, multiple broadcasts if needed when the situation merits. We're now at a kind of a flatline situation where to keep doing this, I need your help. So it's a yes or a no. If you want to keep this site going, please help. If not, then it's cool. I mean, it isn't cool. I'm not going to be like everybody else and make it sound as if, oh, I'm fine with that. I would be really, really, I mean, I'd be a mental case. I already am a mental case. You watch this every day, right? Or you have. I didn't do a show on the weekend because I've been trying to look at every which way possible to keep this going. God forbid I make money. I'm not making any money. I'm just trying to break even, as they say, just have enough to where I can continue to do this. Is it selfish? I guess so, in a way. But I know a lot of you really do like it. And by the way, a lot of you have contributed. And I don't know what to say other than if a fraction of you that watch now were to just simply donate, contribute, then everybody wins or everybody doesn't win. So if you can help, go to the PayPal, click on the PayPal, and make a $10 contribution or 20 or 30 or whatever, 18,000, what have you. And we will have a very, very, very good and positive reaction. I say we, it's me, because I do everything here. I do the show, I produce the show, I kind of figure out a way of what I'm going to talk about, that kind of a thing. And yes, of course, I give opinions. They're my opinions. You can agree, you can disagree, you can not figure any which way or loose, but I do that. I also, folks, schedule interviews, good interviews, I think, for the most part. And yes, I try to get interviews where people will come to the palatial studios. I say that as a joke. Some of you didn't get that. It's not a palatial studio. And we do a show, and I'll get people. I've had on Ross McGowan. I've had on Roxy Bernstein and Ted Robinson and people that, newsmakers, former anchors, reporters, etc. And I got a lot in the bag, but I need your help, just basic funding to keep me going, in which case I can then pay the bills to keep the show going. I don't write anymore. I may write every now and then and ask Rich Lieberman, but because of physical limitations with regards to the eyes and energy and all that, I can't write anymore. So I'm trying to do this. If you like it, great. If you don't, well, now you really do ultimately have a choice. By the way, finally, click on my PayPal. That's how you make a donation. Okay. Click on the PayPal. It's 100% safe, secure. I will personally thank you, or via email or via a phone call. Remember that? Or both or neither. If you don't want to get bothered, I will not bother you. Just indicate that. Okay. And by the way, finally, I do not post comments on the uh, request for donations because I want to keep that between us. On the election coverage and so forth, you're more than welcome to talk about election coverage. CNN, MSNBC, Fox, whatever, whomever you watch, and that kind of a thing. To everybody who has helped me in the past, thank you. Thank you and thank you. I do appreciate it. And whether or not you agree or disagree, we've talked about that before. Hey, this is one of the other sites. Uh, Locally, I'm the only one who covers media in the Bay Area. So I hope we can have a really nice situation which I can continue to do the show and keep you up to date on various media minutia, so to speak. Okay. Hope to see you later. Thanks.